Hello and welcome back to Dan and the Redhead. Today is Theory Thursday, but before we get into it, just a reminder that this is not a spoiler-free video. There could be spoilers for the actual series if I get things right, and of course there's a lot of my theories are based off of the book, so spoilers for those too. If you still want to stick around for these wonderful theories, let's get into it. Alright, so I don't have a ton of theories right now because I'm still working on some other ones, but I do have four. One is kind of a wild-ass theory that I'd like to mention here. The first one, probably the least important because it doesn't have any bearing on major plot lines, but I think that red sister, the one with the headscarf, I think she's newly raised. And the reason I believe this is she's very pensive, she's quiet, she doesn't have quite the same stern look that the other sisters do, but more importantly, she is constantly messing with her Great Serpent ring. In this episode and other episodes, she's always messing with that ring. I think that she's a newly raised sister. Very interesting. Super important to the storyline, probably not, but I'll be interested to see if that's the case later on in the series. Now on to the bigger theories, the first of which is about a Valon Grail, or should I say, two Valon Grail. So we know that Moiraine gets to go visit Siuan Sanche in a reeded hut, and she does this by closing the door and channeling in front of that picture that we saw in the previous episode. That being said, notice that when she arrives in the room in the previous episode, she opens it up. But now, right before she wants to go meet Siuan, she closes it. I think that's very telling. Additionally, I want to point out a small detail here before I get too far into this theory. Look at that door. It is very reminiscent to the way that actual way gates are described in the books. It's a door with a frame around it. There's a bunch of vines on it. There's actually 4 flames of tar Valon at the bottom. And there's a bunch of vines and leaves on it. That is very reminiscent of the gateways we get in the book. So I like that little nod. But notice that she closes it and then channels to walk through this portal into a reeded hut. Now we see later on in Siuan Sanche's picture that there is a picture of the fingers of the dragon, and you can't really tell, but there might be a hut there. I think that these Valon Grail are connected. But more importantly than them just being connected, I think that they are not gateways. They're not opening gateways, I don't think. I think they're actually allowing the user to enter Valon Grail or the world of dreams in the flesh. That being said, I think the destination they are going to is based off of one person or the other's memories who has the other Valon Grail, and that is why they are opening and closing the doors. If Siuan wanted to visit Moiraine after Moiraine arrived in Tar Valon, since Moiraine opened the door, and you can see the blue sister standing there, that might have been where they would have met. Maybe she would have been transported directly to Moraine's room, or maybe they would have been transported somewhere, maybe like in Cairhien. Who knows? It's very interesting, and I think that could be the case, but I do think that that's why she closes the door, because she's like, I don't want to go to my space. I want to go to this. I just said my space. Oh my goodness. Anyway, she's like, I want to go to the place where Siuan is. Siuan probably has hers open, and this is the reason I think this is Valon Grail is the lighting outside of that reeded hut is very odd, and actually behind the bed, it almost looks like it is stone worked, very similar to kind of like the outside of Siuan's sleeping chamber. So maybe it creates that, Valon Grail place where that person is sleeping. I'd love to know people's theories on this particular thing. So let me know in the comments what you think about this particular thing. I think that the Valon Grail are A-linked. They send the channeler to Valon Grail in the flesh based off of which one they're going to. Now we'll get into the wild-ass theory of the day. This is the one that I have the least confidence in because it's just me kind of formulating on things. But I think, as I said before, I think Nynaeve was channeled before. And I know that people are like, oh, well, they just said this is her first time channeling. I still don't think it is. And I think I know why Moiraine didn't know she could channel, but suspected. I think that Nynaeve, like I said, has channeled before, but she wants nothing to do with the One Power. And if we know anything from the book series, when she doesn't want to believe something, she will tell herself that and tell herself that until she believes it. Don't believe me? Go to the scenes where she's lying to Egwene. She's telling herself, I did not do that. Well, maybe I did. Well, I didn't do this, but maybe I did. She's really trying to convince herself that she's not lying. Same thing here. She's trying to convince herself that she can't channel. The consequence of that is not only does she develop that block like we know in the books, but I think she's also inadvertently, subconsciously masking her ability to channel from other channelers. So now going away from the wild-ass theory of the day to one that I'm feeling fairly confident in just based off of the misdirection and the way they say this particular line. They say whoever comes between the Dark One and the Dragon Reborn will die, and they consistently say it after talking about the, other Two Rivers folk. Like, well, yeah, but if it's, one of them might be the dragon, but the other ones are going to die because whoever gets between the dragon and the dark one's going to die. I don't think that that's meant for the general populace or Aes Sedai or the Ebon Shield 5. I think that that prophecy is actually aimed at the Forsaken. Think about it. Any Forsaken that tries to get between the Dark One and the Dragon Reborn, tries to get in between his plans for the Dragon Reborn, or tries to get in between their final encounter, will die. And I think that's what that prophecy is about. So there you go, guys. Those are the theories that I came up with based off of episode 6 and a little bit of some of the other episodes. Kind of a short one this week. I'm going through finals right now, so time is getting limited. Nonetheless, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever I come out with new content. Let me know in the comments what you thought about these theories, or if you have your own theories. And until next time, have a wonderful day.